Um, we're live now on Instagram. Thank you, and sorry about that. You know that Instagram has a mark, so thank you, everyone. I'm going to.
There we go. Yeah,
Thank you.
the annoying the 1 hour limit, huh, on Instagram.
I know it's about time they mended those rules, huh?
Completely, yeah, especially during these lockdown periods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Um, so, so we finished the bit about uh, if wishes were horses, and you were talking to us about if anyone who's listening in has any connection with the Mangeshkar sisters. Please
Yes,
remember, Abby would love to meet them, say hello, and maybe
absolutely.
imagine Abby could do a duet with Asha ji. That would be fantastic, huh?
I don't think she'd ever. I mean, why would she ever want to work with mortals like me? But
Why
yes, that
not?
would be. But yes, I would love to just look at her once and just just ask her
So,
how.
so the next round is Let's Ghazal. And incidentally, I hope my friend Meera Srinivasan is here. She and I are big fans of this beautiful ghazal by Asha ji, which is Salona Sa Sajan Hai. Do you
Oh
know?
yes, of course.
So why don't we start? I hope Meera has joined. Meera, are you here? I'd love for you to be here. So before that, Abby,
Yeah, yeah.
the first question in the Let's Ghazal Chakra is, we know that you like ghazals. What about ghazals do you like the most?
So, very interesting question, actually. Ghazals are actually, I think, very, very unique in like the South Asian music concept, because just like how in in English, like in sort of Western music, you can say there was classical music, which sort of it thrived on rules. So within these boundaries, how many different ways can you innovate? That was the whole concept. And the same thing with Indian classical music. You have a raga, and within that boundary, it's like it's you. How much can you innovate, and you can show your creativity. It's beautiful. Now, in in Western music, I guess there was a whole system of I want to break these rules, and I want to form a new form of music. So I want to understand these rules really well in order for me to break them. I want to break them and just have a whole new dimension to music, and that was jazz music.
Right.
The same way, I think South Asian music has ghazals, and I think it works beautifully in parallel, because ghazals also have a very similar sort of structure where they understand classical, the boundaries of, or not I wouldn't even say classical music, but they understand the grammar of music so beautifully. The 12 notes that are there in our systems, they understand it like none other ghazal artists, but they know how to just go around it and just create this whole new dimension, and it's just mind-blowing sometimes. So it's this, I don't think I've even achieved like 1% of the genius that their minds are. But I would love to. So you know what? Actually, answering what you said about, you asked me about what form of music I'd love to learn. I think I'd love to explore ghazals a lot more, and I'd love to learn from some of the great ghazal artists in India. So
Yeah.
I love it because of that, because of the fact that it goes beyond structure, and it makes no sense, but at the same time it fits. It makes so much sense at the same time. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
incredible.
And
Yeah.
it's so full of poetry and emotions, and
Yeah, exactly, and that's the other thing. In I mean, I said that in a very sort of technical sort of a way, but it's wonderful how it also connects emotionally, and through the words and all that stuff. It also does
yeah,
that so
fabulous.
beautifully. So
So beautiful. Um, Hariharan ji or Jagjit Singh?
uh so tough. I think both, but probably Hariharanji, because of the voice. What a voice he has.
What a voice, huh? Can you sing one of his ghazals that you like?
I don't
Or
know
any of
too many
his?
of his. There's a Pata Pata, I think I know, and
Oh,
he's also
yeah.
done one with Asha ji a long time. It's called Kuch Dur Hamare Paas Chalo. But I'll sing Pata Pata. Hmm,
Okay.
hmm. पता पता बूटा बूटा हाल हमारा जाने है पता पता बूटा बूटा हाल हमारा जाने है जाने न जाने I don't know the rest भूल ही न जाने
Wow.
बहुत सारा जाने है पता पता something like that it goes I remember I heard it a long time ago yeah
And with his characteristic sort of,
complete
oh,
yeah he's
just
what a phenomenal vocalist huh just his voice
just the
itself
range, right, of his voice, yeah.
range and that velvet, that tone of his voice, just
Just like I don't know, I feel like some people are just made to sing ghazals, and I think Haryana ji is one of those.
completely. I
It's just like
totally
oozing, like tugging at your heart, like
exactly, right? And
absolutely.
him, and and you have someone like also like Ghulam Ali Saab, who I'm a huge fan of. Him.
Oh yeah, of
Ghulam Ali Saab,
course.
humongous. I love his ghazals, and I
Can you sing one of his?
yeah, absolutely,
One
yeah.
of
In
his.
fact, I'd like to share. So I did I'm not sure if you saw. So I did a cover of one of his ghazals. His
I
lesson.
know, and I think he shared it or he wrote about
He
it or
did,
something like
yeah.
that,
Can
right?
you believe it? He
That's
actually
right.
commented from his account. I don't know how he saw it, all the
So
way from
bizarre,
Pakistan.
yeah.
And he shared it and he commented and he said about Hoob and all that stuff. It made my day because I had
I
no
know.
idea that he would. Of course, when it's like Bollywood and stuff. Sometimes people share it, and I've
Yeah.
I know a few people. So like recently, SPB uncle he sent me a voice note saying some of the most beautiful things. But it's still like I know someone who
Yeah.
probably would have sent it to him. But
Yeah.
Ghulam Ali Saab, he's in Pakistan, and how
Yeah.
did he see it? I had no idea, but it was incredible. It just
I
made
know.
my 2020. I don't care about all of this. I think
About the
2020 was made.
COVID and stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
Which one was this song? Which song was this, Abby?
it was a Punjabi ghazal that he did. So I'll sing a line of it. आवे ते तेनू दसा किवे मेरे गुजरे नी साल वे आवे ते तेनू दसा किवे गुजरे नी साल वे पल वे सदियां वांगू लगदे जीना बड़ा ही मुहाल नी आवे ते तेनू दसा किवे गुजरे नी साल वे a very beautiful
Wow.
beautiful Punjabi
Beautiful.
ghazal that he does.
Yeah. Fabulous. Just two more songs in the ghazal round. One
Yes,
is Ranjishi Sahi,
sure, absolutely.
and the other one is if you can sing Salona Sa Sajan Hai.
Sure, absolutely.
Just
Let's do Ranjish first.
yeah.
रंजिश ही सही दिल ही दुखाने के लिए रंजिश ही सही आप से मुझे छोड़ के जाने के लिए आप से मुझे छोड़ के जाने के लिए रंजिश ही सही.
Wow.
The words are so beautiful for this, Ranjish hi sahi, dil hi
Yeah.
dukha. So even if you want to break, just come back.
Break.
Even if
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
to break my heart,
Just come and do it. Yeah.
It's one of the. So I've never
I
related to
know.
the words a lot because being a vocalist, it was always the tune, the melody was always there. For like that was always the thing that attracted me initially. But this ghazal, first time I heard it, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to learn it just for the words and I need to understand the words.
Yeah. So Abby, I forgot to ask you this. You seem like you'd be like a total romantic. Are you? There's so many, like, I'm sure there's so many huge fans of yours and so many female fans. They'd love to know that.
I'd like to think that I am. I'd like to think that I'm pretty, especially with my gestures and as I said, I'm very sort of, larger than life. I like to be just I like to express as I love. In fact, this COVID situation is really scaring me because I love hugging people. I love just kissing them, and I'm very expressive that way. So I think in that sense, I guess I can be
Okay,
authentic,
super.
but I'm not sure how I'm going to continue based on these situations.
Salona Sa Sajan Hai, please.
Yeah. सलोना सा सजन है और मैं हूँ सलोना सा सजन है और मैं हूँ जियो में एक अगन है और मैं हूँ सलोना सा सजन है और मैं हूँ.
Fabulous.
That album has some of the most beautiful, there's
Beautiful.
यूं सजा चांद
Uh-huh.
के छलका है अंदाज कर ला 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 है अंदाज कर यूं सजा चांद. And the beauty of Ghulam Ali Ghazal, so these are all Ghulam Ali compositions.
Yeah.
There's that end which has that climax, so there's that tension and then that
And
immediate
then
release.
just that release.
It's like, oh my goodness, how
I
do you
know.
start with that? Yeah.
So the next time you're in India, we need to have like a ghazal session with you.
I
I'll
would
have to
love that.
present like a ghazal session with Abby. Yeah.
I would love that, absolutely.
Yeah,
Where
it'd be
in Chennai
fantastic.
did you say you live? You live in Tinagar. Right?
Yeah, I'm in T Nagar, Abby.
Okay,
So
awesome.
we're moving to that round. We're moving to Cityscape, and I'll make it fast.
Awesome.
What's life like in Canada for an Indian musician?
I think it's great when you're learning music. Contrary to popular belief, I think it's because you get if you're into the music, I think it's great because in today's age you have resources available. You have artists coming all the time, and usually when artists come here for concerts, they usually stay back for about 2 or 3 days, in the major cities at least. So you get some time to sort of interact with them and all that stuff, and
Right.
of course social media is there. So you get sort of you get to explore the kind of music that you want to. So for me, exploring Hindustani music at certain points of time, exploring Carnatic, without being bombarded by with it, in a way. So it's not like I have to listen to it, because if I go out, that's the only that's the only form of classical music available. That's not the case. It's I go because I really want to. So it's available at that. Of course, it's available in much lesser quantity than in India. But I think it's great. I think it's now if you're pursuing music, I'm not so sure because it's definitely difficult to have. Of course, when you're in India, you have resources, you have connections, and all that stuff. So it's definitely if you're trying to make a career out of music, I think it's
Yeah, then
in
it's
Indian
probably
music. It's probably better to be in India.
Yeah.
Even if you're doing a career, like I was briefly thinking about doing like some fusion or like pop music, and I wanted to maybe shift to LA.
Yeah.
Toronto was not quite the music, the center. But
Right.
yeah.
Okay. How well do you know Chennai? Like one of your favorite eating spots in Chennai.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so everyone's gonna hate me for this, but I really highly dislike Indian food.
This
Dislike Indian food. I don't like,
Arre.
especially South Indian food. I'm not a fan. I love South Indian culture. I'm a Tamilian and I love the language and I love music. The food though, maybe because at home my mom is like she loves Indian food, so it's always like strict South Indian food in the morning for lunch, and then like it's like North Indian food. My family's from Delhi, that's why I speak Hindi as well. So we cook a lot of like roti and like and saag and all that stuff. So that's there at night. So I've been
We're not a fan, huh?
yeah, but having said that, though, I do like there's an Italian restaurant in Nungamakam called Little Italy.
Little Italy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
lovely.
of
I
course.
love it because it's vegetarian. I'm vegetarian, so vegetarian Italian food. So if you're in Chennai, please do check it out because it's great. I love that place, and yeah, I know Chennai pretty well. I haven't lived there for long periods of time, but every time I visit, I lived in different places. So I've stayed at Nungambakam, I've stayed at Mylapore,
Okay.
and Valasarabakam, Vadaparani. So I've explored
Right.
different parts of Chennai. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever considered moving to Chennai, considering your passion for classical music and the fact that you're also into like playback and stuff? Have you ever thought about like making this move?
Yeah, Chennai very briefly. I think when I was really into Carnatic. So when I used to learn, go in summers to learn from Ranjani and Gayatri. Um, at that time, I think yeah, I briefly thought about maybe making a switch to live in Chennai, but I realized that and of course a lot of things ended up happening where I got introduced to as you said the world of playback and other forms like pop music and all that stuff. So I realized that I think Mumbai is probably a much better fit for me.
Yeah.
Because it's I can do everything I want
Yeah.
over there, and so there's a very thriving classical music scene in Mumbai.
Absolutely.
And at the same time, it's also a lot of Hindi
Yeah.
and ghazals and
Other
fusion
kinds of.
stuff. So I love Mumbai. I think
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
I
What's
would.
your favorite night spot of Mumbai? Like
Oh,
one.
Marine Drive, the South Bombay, that one.
Huh?
I
Which one?
love that place. Marine Drive. It's
Oh,
the
of course.
that Queen's necklace.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't tell you. I just in fact in my room I have pictures of it. I don't know where it is right now, but I have pictures of that Marine Drive. So that every time I feel like what I'm not feeling it today and I don't want to work, I look at it and I'm like what, that's I want to buy a house right there.
Oh,
That
wow.
speaker thing that what they say in Bombay. So so that's my inspiration. So yeah, I am
Lovely.
a huge sucker for Mumbai culture. I love it.
Oh,
South Bombay is
I'm sure there are a bunch of people from Bombay watching. So the next round is the Hindustani Ho Jai round, and I'm going to ask people to quickly like give me like 6 rags that I can ask you to sing. So we'll just wait for like 2 minutes. I mean, like for like 30 seconds. I'm sure people will start requesting
Hindustani Rags.
Hindustani rags. Yeah.
Rageshri MC. So
Rageshri.
I'll
Yeah.
start with that.
Hamir.
Mm,
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sure. So Rageshri, you instantly think of Veena Sahasrabudhe, right? She's queen of this rag. So I don't have my tanpura. Ga mare ni sa ga ma da ni sa ga da ni sa ga mare ni sa ga mare ni sa ga ma sa ga ma da ga ma da ni da ni sa ga ma re ni sa da sa.
Beautiful.
Bihag we've already done.
We
Deep
have
already.
Hamir.
Hamid, yeah. सूरजन सुमिला मैं को सूरजन सुमिला
Wow.
Making these
Ahir
quick because I
Bhairav.
think because of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ahir Bhairav.
Ahir Bhairav, yeah. No, no, no. You've probably all heard.
Yeah, of course. Wow. Beautiful. Durga.
Mara sada mare sare pa mara sare da sada pa mare sare pa.
Beautiful. Last. Malcons.
Malcolms, sure. Dagamatani dani ni sada sada gamasa.
Gosh. Abhi, like, how do you do this? Yeah, like, how do you like just
So
so
sweet. No, I
easily
think
like
I think
seamlessly
you
like
just
move from one ragam to another?
I would give all the credit to the beauty of the ragas itself. I think it's just it's almost like saying if you love a song so much, wouldn't I like name a song that you love, and I name it to you, wouldn't you be able to just sing it like that because you've heard it so many times and you
Yeah,
fall in love with it the same
yeah,
way.
like internalized it, right? Yeah,
Completely, yeah, and I think it's the brilliance of the rags that has made me just completely like it's
yeah.
there's a I was talking about Bollywood. I usually say this quote. So in Devdas, there's a quote where Devdas says, Aishwarya Rai comes to him and she says, "Why didn't you write to me at all? And didn't you ever think of me?" Like, and he says, "You only think of someone if you've forgotten them. So if you haven't
Oh,
forgotten them, it's
then yeah.
really there." So I now that I am a that Bollywood romantic. So that's to answer your previous question. That's the
Like
thing.
on
I never
on
forget these ragas. They're part of me.
yeah.
Yeah.
On the side, I want to tell you, Abby, that Ram Sundaram wants you to come to Vancouver. He'd really like to meet you, he says.
Absolutely, yes. Ram, I think he's been so supportive. I think he's from
Yeah,
Vancouver. I think.
yeah,
Right?
he
I
says
can't
he'd
remember
love
how
to
much he lives
meet
in
you,
Vancouver.
and
Yeah,
he's asking. Yeah. So, okay,
absolutely.
next Chennai, my dear Chennai friends and all my Tamilian friends, Tamil Paatu Padalam. Let's have a request. Let's start requesting Sharanya, Gayatri, all my friends, Suprita, Subiksha. Shoot.
Sweet, let's do it. I think you wanted Uiram Niye. If someone wanted Uiram
Yeah,
Niye, so you want
Uirumni.
to give
Let's start
space
with
for
that.
that?
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. உயிரும் நீ உறவும் நீ நீ தாயே உயிரும் நீ உறவும் நீ உறவும் நீ தாயே na na na. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I don't remember the lyrics for this.
That's all
Da,
right.
da, 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 da. I'm probably butchering the song. It's such a beautiful song in Ragam. It's in
Yeah,
Kamas.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Ennavale. Do you know Ennavale?
Anyway, yeah. My dad sings. It's my dad's favorite song, so I've heard it through him mostly. என்னவளே அடி என்னவளே எந்த இடம் அது தொலைந்த இடம் உந்தன் கால் கொலிசில் I won't butcher the rest of the song.
That's fine. Kanne Kalaimane?
Let's do another one. I don't wanna Malargale Malargale. I think I know that
Yeah,
one. I
yeah.
saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah, Malargale,
Badri
Malargale,
has
yeah.
requested that one. Yeah. மலர்களே மலர்களே இது என கனவா மலைகளே மலைகளே இது என நினைவா உருகியதே எனது வெள்ளம் பெருகியதே விழிவெள்ளம் விண்ணோடும் நீதான் மண்ணோடும் நீதான் கண்ணோடும் நீதான் வா வா.
Wow. Maruvarthe, Sid Sriram.
I don't know that one.
You don't
I've
know
heard
that?
it. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I should probably learn a lot
No
of these.
problem.
I don't listen. I don't. The thing is, I don't listen to a lot of the Tamil, like the new Tamil and Hindi songs.
Yeah.
So that's probably one of the reasons.
Okay.
What
Abhi,
else?
can you speak to us in Tamil? We'd love to hear you speak Tamil.
Of course, yes, definitely. Nalla Tamil பேசுவேன்.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people don't know that I speak Tamil. Because I think I've spoken in Hindi before. Sorry, Hindi la பேசியிருக்கேன் நான் தமிழ்ல அவ்வளோ நான் பேசியிருக்கேன்
Okay.
முன்னாடி. So in fact, funny story. Similar to my my gurus. So my family is Palakkad. So like ancestors are from Palakkad. So a lot of the Tamil has Malayalam.
The Malayalam influence.
So my only exposure to Tamil was obviously from home because I visited Chennai very little. So whenever I used to go to Chennai, it was almost like everyone else was speaking a different language and I was speaking a different language. Because I would say things like, as my gurus always say, they've also had a very similar problem. So we'd be like, shoe arichittu varen, and people would be like, did you destroy it? Like, what? Why? What are you saying? And stuff like, my accent also, like, என்ன பண்ற? நான் வந்து அவ குளிச்சிட்டு வரேன் and also, and they would have no idea. So I think, through my consistent trips after that to Chennai, I think now I've understood the Chennai lingo and I'm a lot better now. So இப்போ
Right.
நல்லா பேசுவேன். I don't say
இப்போ
நன்னா
நல்லா
பேசுவேன். I do not. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite A.R. Rahman song?
I don't think I can name one. I love every single. I think every song of his is a masterpiece. It's brilliance.
Just
The
one.
one that I uh, recently I was again, I fell in love with that. Tira hula tira kana tira tara tira tara tira. It's a very
Beautiful
beautiful
song. It's a
song
beautiful
from
song.
Okay
Yeah.
Kanmani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about favorite Ilayaraja song?
So my dad is a big Ilayaraja fan. I haven't grown up to a lot. I haven't heard
Yeah.
too much of his music, to be honest. But I like இசையில் தொடங்குதமா விரக நாடகமே வசந்தம் கண்டதமா வான நாடகமே. I like that one. The same in தென்றல் வந்து என்னை
Oh, wow.
தொடும் ஆஹா சத்தம் இன்றே முத்தமிடும். And then there's also that Hindi one that I really love. It's also there in Tamil, I think. "ऐ जिंदगी
Oh, that's my
गले
favorite.
लगाए." I love that song. "ऐ जिंदगी हाँ गले लगा ले हमने भी तेरे हर एक हमको गले से लगाया है ना." It's a nice,
Yeah.
it's very
And
nice.
Suresh Wadkar's voice is just to die for.
Absolutely. In fact, have you heard the recreation of that song with Arijit?
Not yet. Let me make a
Arijit.
note of it.
Yeah, it's great. I'm a big fan of Arijit Singh as well. So
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
he's totally done it a different way, and there's this ease with which Arijit sings. So it's very beautiful. You should
Yeah.
check that out. For
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
So we're moving on to the next chakra, which is lockdown learnings.
Okay.
Okay.
Many.
And what's your take, Abby, on digital learning versus a live class?
I would probably one of the only artists to say that it's phenomenal because I am a complete. I think I'm a product of it. Not that I've learned too much or anything, but it's just whatever I know. I think a lot of it is
Yeah.
learned through online, only because of lack of resources. But I mean, lack of accessibility, I guess. In a way, but. I think it's the most phenomenal resource because I think that the quote where it's like where there's a will there's a way. If you want to learn, there's the stuff is available anywhere. It's there in books, it's there in in cassettes, in CDs, in over the radio, on the internet. You just have to grab it. You just have to go looking for it, and I think it comes your way. I've been so fortunate. So many of these ragas that I sing, I think not one of them, maybe with the exception of maybe like. I can think of, to be honest, Shuddh Saran, which Raji Aunty taught me. She introduced me to that raga. With the exception of that, I think all of the other ragas I have learned through listening online.
Yeah.
So I remember there'd be like a new recording available, and there'd be this new raga called Vachaspati. And I'd be like, oh, what is Vachaspati? Let me check it out. And then I'd listen to that.
Wow.
And I'd be like, oh my God, that's the Chalana Vachaspati. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Let me learn something, and I'd like notate myself. I'd learn compositions. So I've had very little face-to-face interaction with, gurus. And a lot of people say that gurus are you have to have that sort of gurukulam system. I think it's great, and it's if you have it, phenomenal. It's a great blessing. But if you don't, I don't think there's. My phone is it's saying that the temperature is but we can keep going. It's here. But my phone temperature is apparently it's off for some reason. Phone needs to cool down before you can use it. So my apologies.
No problem. No problem. Those who are on Instagram, we're also live on Facebook at The Alap. I'd love for you guys to join because we have like one more rapid fire round with Abby. It'd be great for you guys to join there as well. But you can also stay here because Abby's phone, once it's back, he's going to be joining in like maybe 5 to 6 minutes. So please, I request you to join onto Facebook. We're at The Alap, TheALAAP. Abby, let's go on.
Yes.
Okay.
My apologies.
No problem. Did the lockdown really change your routine, like your daily riyaz?
Yeah, in a way that my execution of my ideas has definitely changed because I think from very early on I was I've been used to sort of handling things on my own when it comes to my music. So whether it's learning songs, whether it's learning new pallavis or whatever, but also in terms of like putting out content, like producing myself. I record myself and I edit my book myself and all that stuff. So fortunately I've had that training from a young age. So that wasn't too much of a problem. But I think when it comes to video and execution, I've always sort of outsourced that. And I've taken care of the music entirely by myself. But video production, of course. Now I'm not able to do that anymore because I can't. So I do. So I've begun to take care of that as well myself, and I think it's a great learning opportunity. Absolutely. Because I've understood so much more about video production, editing, and all of that, poster designing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's great. I'm using it as an opportunity.
Yeah, but it's fabulous to be like self-contained as an artist, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. In fact, I'd encourage every artist, whether you're an instrumentalist or a vocalist, learn how technology can help execute your ideas. I think that's very important because I think as artists, we're all striving to execute, our ideas some way or the other. Whether it's for the public or not. But you want to have records of it. You want to record yourself. You want to, that's a great learning, strategy and all that stuff.
Right.
So learning how to be self-sufficient is very, very important.
Absolutely.
And times like these are
true. Great opportunities also for that kind of learning. Vasant, I just want to tell you that we are live on Facebook at The Alap. You're not able to hear, you're not able to see Abby right now, but I think you'd be able to.
Sorry, I'm now back.
Okay, so, Abby is back. Just hang on. I'm going to bring him back.
There we go. Yeah. My apologies, everyone. I think what happened was that I have my phone was right on top of my computer, so my computer heated up, and then my phone also heated up. So it said, temperature has to cool down before I can use my phone.
Down a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
How much of a Netflix and chill sort of person are you?
Not at all. In fact, I think I should be a lot more. I know it comes as a surprise. Don't get me wrong. I do waste time a lot. Like it's insane the kind of the amount of time I waste. But not through Netflix because I feel like it's too much of a. I feel very guilty anytime I have to watch a movie or a series because I feel like I'd rather
be doing something
else. But in that process, what I do is I just go on YouTube or something and I watch some random tutorial, random drama videos or whatever, and that ends up taking even more time than it would have if I had watched like a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
So that it's a very bad habit. But yeah, I think I should. I was just talking to someone, and I think I should probably be watching a lot more of Prime. I did watch a few recently. I watched Pushpavali, which I really liked, uh,
Oh,
on Amazon Prime, and I
yeah.
watched Better Life Foundation on
Oh,
YouTube.
yeah.
I love that show. I think it was
Yeah.
great. And and I used to watch a lot of like Veep and Modern Family, and I'm a huge fan of like sitcoms without the
Yeah,
laughter.
okay.
Yeah, so I love that.
Lovely. Any cooking adventures, Abby, that you've embarked on?
I just posted something yesterday, and let me tell you, I posted and I got so much flack for it. I decided to make coffee mixed with lemonade. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
did you see that? Yeah,
I
and
saw
people
that.
were
Yeah.
like, "What is wrong with you? Why would you ever mix the two?" And I was like, "Guys, I saw this on the Starbucks website." So
Is that the like most trending lockdown drink now?
I don't no, I don't think so. I mean, I would have justified if it was. It definitely isn't. I think I was just stupid enough to think that would probably be
Right.
a good drink. It definitely wasn't. So yeah, I think I do think that I'm a slightly I would if I did dabble in cooking, I would probably not be too bad at it because I've the very minimal stuff that I've made. I thought it was pretty okay. But of course,
Pretty
I
good.
think every
Yeah.
chef thinks their food is, phenomenal. I think,
Yeah.
but yeah, but not so much. Not too keen. Not too interested at the moment.
Right. Abby, do you like visual art? Do you like painting?
I used to as a kid. I used to love it. I was very keen on like sketching, and I used to love doing it. I don't get time to do that so much anymore, and I think uh, I think ever since music came in, it's all of these other art forms just sort of I think I should definitely go back to it. Yeah, but I find it so it's therapeutic to. I was just I saw some video of someone just doing watercolors again, and it seemed like so it
Yeah.
seemed so therapeutic
So
and
calming, right?
so calming. Yeah, so I think I'll
Yeah.
definitely do it one of these days
Yeah.
for sure.
Abby, someone wants to know, how did your name Abby V come about?
So a lot of people ask me that. For some reason, everyone knows that my name cannot be Abby. They've just made that decision, and I say, why can't my parents could have named me Abby, but no. So my name is actually Abhishek. For those of who but there are so many Abhisheks in India. It's
Yeah.
it's a big
It's the
problem.
most common name. Yeah.
Complete Aditya and Abhishek are like
Yeah.
so.
Like Rahul and Rohan.
Exactly, right? Rahul and Rohan. Yeah, it's a new Rahul, I think. Absolutely. So, so I had to change my, even within music and even within the arts, there's so many Abhisheks. You have Abhishek Raghuram, who's great and all that stuff. And so my dad's name is Venkat. So I wanted to go with maybe Abhishek Venkat, but I thought, what, let's do something cooler. And I thought, let's
So
go
that's
with
how.
Abhi. A lot of my school friends, they call me Abhi here.
Okay.
They can't pronounce Abhishek. So I
Yeah.
was, growing up, I was always known as Abby. So I thought, okay.
Okay. Super. Oops. There's one question. What's on your plate now? Like, what's for lunch today? Do you have any idea?
I have to ask my mom because she's making.
Oh.
I'm staying with my parents at the moment for lockdown. So
Like South Indian food, right?
Probably, sadly, yes. Probably some sort of rice and molabuttar or something like that. I tell you, okay, I really highly dislike.
Oh
I think it's
no.
also because my mom is very, she's not very fond of cooking. So like self-admittedly, she doesn't really enjoy it so much. So
Yeah.
she's not really like into like experimenting, different forms,
Yeah.
different recipes and stuff. Like she doesn't like
Just,
to
yeah.
change it up. So the same sambar that I had when I was probably 10 years old is still the same. 15 years down the line, I'm still having the same sambar, the exact same.
Hey,
So
that's what comfort food is about.
you think so? For me, I would. I can't.
Okay, so we're on to our final round, which is the rapid fire round.
Yes,
Okay.
awesome.
And so, Prati Madhyamam or Shuddha Madhyamam ragas?
I've been waiting for someone to ask me the question. Prati Madhyamam, for sure.
Okay.
I love Prati Madhyamam ragas.
Because?
I don't know. There's this. I feel like there's this heightened emotion with Pratimadhima ragas. You have a Panturali, you have a Vachaspati, Saraswati, all these ragas. And I love the ragas with both madhimas, like Shruti Sarang, all Bihag and all that stuff. But yeah, if I had to choose Pratimadhima, heightened emotion, I think, intensity.
Right. From like watching cinema perspective, Bollywood or Hollywood?
Neither probably, but Hollywood.
Okay. In terms of performance and acting, how would you rate these actors? Deepika Padukone, Alia Bhatt, Shraddha Kapoor, Taapsee Pannu, Katrina Kaif. 5.
Nice. How would I? So rank or rate?
Yeah, rank them.
Rank?
Like
Deepika
number one being like the best.
Deepika, I think she's a phenomenal actor. I really like her acting. So Deepika, Alia, Taapsee. Who was the other one you said?
Shraddha Kapoor.
And then Katrina.
Then Katrina Kaif. Okay. Beer or whiskey or both?
A lot of people don't know that I drink, but beer.
But your Instagram has so many pictures of.
Does it? Maybe I should believe.
Does it?
I don't know, because I feel like a big part of my audience these days is a lot of the mommies, which I love. So I'm not sure if they know that I drink, but yes, beer for sure.
Okay. Pizza or pasta?
Both, but pizza.
Right.
I love Italian food, as you can tell.
And finally, I'm going to take one question from the audience. We got a whole bunch that my team sent me. I'm just going to take one and then we will close.
Sure.
So I'm going to take this from my cousin Sharanya, who says, how easy or difficult is it for you to switch from Carnatic to Hindustani?
Great question. I think it's for me it's been pretty easy, only because I think music is also very closely related to language. So I've grown up with Hindi and Tamil, at the same time. So I feel like the linguistic difference also runs in parallel with the musical, like the stylistic difference in Carnatic and Hindustani. For instance, Tamil, is a very sort of, we have a lot of hard syllables. We don't have like the bha, we don't have the loose, the dha, bha, or, tha and all that stuff as much. Hindi has a lot of that. There's bha, dha, dha. So even in music, in Hindustani, there's a lot of that, that ease and that that looseness is very intact, just like the language. I think in Carnatic music, like a lot of the South Indian languages, I think it's a lot more. I'm very aware of every single note that's happening at every, that fraction of a second. I'm aware. That nyasam, that end point is like I can't just let it be. I have to sort of have a very deliberate ending for every single sangati that's there. So it's very reflective of the language also. So having said that, it's since I've grown up with that both the cultures, North Indian and South Indian together, music also sort of reflects that. So it's been pretty okay for me.
Right. Yeah. So Abhi, we're going to ask you to close with two things. Yes. One little kutti tilana or a tarana, and Abhina Jal Chodkar, because we have I think only 5 minutes before the session will get cut again.
Okay, awesome.
So
let's do it.
The little tilana, if possible, if you can sing the Desh tilana. I don't know.
Desh, how does it go again? I
don't know. I don't remember.
You sing, don't you, Akila?
No. I've learnt, but I can't sing on
it. Sure no, come on. No, I'm sure you sing.
We'll sing ghazals one day.
We must definitely. Yes, I'm going to take you up on that offer. Desh Tilana, I don't know it.
No, sing whatever Tilana you're comfortable with, Abhi. No compulsion. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay. Let's do. There's that Madhumati Tilana. There's also Patnam Subramanian, I guess. Okay, you choose. I can do either Madhumati or I can do Kamas. Patnam Subramanian. That one.
Madhuvanti, of course,
Madhumati? Okay,
Madhuvanti.
cool. Perfect. Awesome. Oh, and you asked for a Tarana as well, right? So I'll do a Tarana right after that.
Yeah.
In Madhumati. Takadim tadim jam tanam tadom tadim nadetani tom vedani takadim tadim jam tanam tadom tadim nadetani tom vedani tadarani tom taratani dom dim 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 takadim tadim jam tanam tadom tadim a tarana in this Udare tani tanadim dim dim udare tani tanadim tadare tani tani tanana tanana udare tani tanadim dim dim udare tani udare tani tanadim tanadim tanadim. That's a tarana by the great composer and singer Prabha Atreji.
Wow, what a singer.
Yeah,
Oof,
beautiful. And what a beautiful
beautiful.
composer,
Meeta,
right?
I hope you're listening. Yeah.
Yeah, she's lovely.
Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. Abhi na jao chhodkar Abhi.
Abhi na jao chhodkar. Yeah,
And
oh,
but before that, I want to really acknowledge the generosity with which you've shared these 2 hours, shared your music, so much generosity in this sharing, and I truly appreciate it, and I'm sure everybody who's watching here will agree with me. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your music. So, I mean, it's not easy to spend like 2 hours doing this. I truly appreciate this on behalf of Allah and on behalf of all the viewers who tuned in today. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best. And I'm sure you're going to go like places. So we're really going to be like,
thank you so
rooting
much,
for you.
Akila. I think it was such a phenomenal session, and I think we got introduced to each other, quite recently. But I've been following you and Alap for, as I said, for
Thank you.
quite some time now, and such phenomenal work you guys do in terms of promoting the arts and also giving a sort of a new dimension to make art cool, which is sort of the I'd really like to, and I think that's how we resonate so well, because it's not
Thank
just the kacheri within the closed like the auditorium format, and it's more sessions like these, and you mix it up with Bollywood and all that stuff. I think it's a beautiful way to
I'm
promote the
so
art.
glad.
So
Really,
you're
truly
a true
appreciate it.
inspiration, Akila, and I think I'm
Thank
happy,
you.
and I was wonderful sharing my thoughts with you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So Abhi na jao chhodkar. Sorry. अभी न जाओ छोड़कर कि दिल अभी भरा नहीं, अभी न जाओ छोड़कर कि दिल अभी भरा नहीं, अभी अभी तो आए हो, अभी 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 तो आए हो, बाहर बन के छाए हो, हवा जरा महक तो ले, नजर जरा बहक तो ले, ये शाम ढल तो ले जरा, ये शाम ढल तो ले जरा, ये दिल संभल तो ले जरा, मैं थोड़ी देर जी तो लूं, नशे के घूंट पी तो लूं, अभी तो कुछ कहा नहीं, अभी तो कुछ सुना नहीं, अभी ना जाओ छोड़ कर कि दिल अभी भरा नहीं.
Absolutely. Dil abhi bhara nahi, but we've strained your voice too much.
No,
So
not at
please,
all. It's so sweet.
thank you.
Thank you.
And Abhi, please remember the next time you come to Chennai, I know some really fantastic places to eat which don't serve South Indian food. We'll take you to some really nice
Perfect.
places, and you won't be saying that Little Italy is the coolest place in Chennai.
You know what? Let's hope so. You know, I must tell you, when I go on, like, you know, tours and stuff, you know, people assume that, you know, since I live in North America, or even when I go to India, they think, oh, Pavam, you know, he must not have had so much of Indian food. So let me, like, you know, give him, like, they'll have like a whole feast of like rasam and papadam and you know, togayal, all these other, you know, incredible things, and it's so
Yeah.
sweet. I don't have the heart to tell us. I eat, but now I think it's a good platform to tell everyone that yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Indian food. I love everything about India, just not the food. So so yeah.
Sure. Thank you so much, Abby. Have a great day. And for everybody who tuned in India, like from India, thank you so much. Have a great night. And
Thanks everyone for
really,
joining. I've read all your comments, and it's you know, it melts my heart. So thank you so much everyone for staying with us. And
the
look
session
forward.
will be available on our page for 24 hours. We also
Yeah.
have a recording of this, so it'll be up on our YouTube page as well. So those who missed the session can also watch it there.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Bye, Abby.
Bye,
And a
Akila.
big shout out to my team, Alap, as well, Subiksha and
Yes.
Suprita, who helped put this together.
Absolutely, yeah. Subiksha and
Thank you.
yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Take care. See you all
Bye-bye.
soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.